Welcome to Unilever in beautiful Rayford, North Carolina. At Unilever Rayford, we produce antiperspirant, deodorant, body wash, shampoo, and dishwashing soap. Brands manufactured here include Dove, Degree, Suave, 7th Generation, Axe, and Caress. Rayford is unique in that we are the only North American Unilever factory capable of producing stick antiperspirant and deodorant, and we are the only factory producing home care products. As of Q4 2020, Rayford employs 295 full-time employees working safely to ensure the highest quality products available. Uniquely located near Fort Bragg, a major U.S. Army base, the site has over 35 active or former military service personnel. 72% of the factory employees self-identify as a person of color, with 19% self-identifying as Native American. We believe this diversity is a key driver in our factory's success. A unique capability of Rayford is our autonomous working team structure. Our factory encourages hourly leaders to make business decisions, schedule maintenance work, and drive continuous improvement activities. This ownership by the hourly teams is critical to the success of our plant. Our employees take an active role in ensuring safety at Unilever. Proper PPE, including steel-toed shoes, earplugs, and safety glasses, are worn on all parts of the production floor. During the COVID-19 pandemic, wearing face masks at all times, from parking lot to parking lot, became a necessary item. The work areas are accessed through a series of blue walkways, and we have worked aggressively to install forklift fencing to keep our employees as safe as possible. In 2020, Unilever Rayford was recognized with a Compass Award for manufacturing safety. We are proud of our safety culture and the employees who make it happen. Now let's see the factory floor and how our product is made. First, the raw and packaging materials arrive on site. Raw bulk ingredients are unloaded into our bulk storage tanks, while packaging materials are received into the plant. The material delivery is recorded in SAP for accurate inventory management. Batches are made in one of two mixing areas, which we call compounding. Antiperspirant and deodorant are made in one processing area, while body washes, shampoos, and dishwashing soap are made in another. We refer to these areas as DO compounding and PCL compounding. Let's take a look at compounding and see how a batch is made. The first step in making a batch is to carefully measure out the additives, natural vitamins and minerals, fragrances, and other smaller ingredients. This is done in our pre-weigh area. Pallets are assembled for each work order that will be created. Each pallet represents the smaller additions that will be blended into the larger finished batch. Once the smaller additions have been measured out, it is time to make the batch concentrate. These pre-weighed additions are added into one of several mixing tanks. There are 8 mixing tanks available that can simultaneously be making batches. Rayford uses a sonillation process to manufacture our personal care products. At this step, the pre-mixed ingredients are blended together using high pressure and cavitation to emulsify the raw materials and water needed to produce the product. At this step, purified reverse osmosis water is blended with the major bulk raw ingredients through the sonillator at a rate of up to 1,200 pounds per minute. This blended batch is transferred to a relay tank, ready to go to the line for bottling. Let's go to a PCL production line and see how the bottles are filled and packed for our customers. Here we are on one of our high-speed manufacturing lines. Our PCL lines are highly automated and capable of producing as many as 250 bottles per minute. The first step on the packaging line is to fill the bottle hopper. After reviewing the bill of material to ensure the correct bottles are on the line, bottles are dumped into the bottle hopper, where they are carried into the bottle sorter. In the bottle sorter, the bottles are properly oriented so that they are discharged facing upright. On a PCL line, the bottles are filled from the top, but we'll get to that in just a second. Because the empty bottles are top-heavy, they are held to the conveyor by vacuum pressure so that they remain upright to eliminate fallen bottle jams. In some cases, a production date code is printed on the bottom of the bottle. The bottles then go into the labeler. Most PCL bottles receive a front and back label, though in some cases, one large wraparound label is used. The labeler has 4 heads, 2 for the front labels and 2 for the back labels. This allows for the operator to be changing label rolls on one head while the labeler continues to run using the other label head. Photo eyes on the labeler monitor the label roll and can automatically switch to the redundant label head as it runs low on labels, even while the line is running at full speed. This ensures the label rolls are used to completion to minimize packaging waste. After the front and back labels are applied, a camera system takes images of the label clarity and placement to ensure it meets our high-quality standards. If the label is damaged or misaligned, the bottles will be rejected. In most cases, a laser coder will etch the production code onto the back label. Now the bottles are ready to be filled. The product from compounding is delivered to the filler. The bottles are filled to precise measurements and weighed to ensure we do not give away product through overfilling, while simultaneously verifying that bottles are not underfilled versus the label claim. Our fillers are capable of very precise bottle fills, often within 1/2 gram of their set points. These weights are monitored through statistical process control. After the bottle is filled, it is immediately transferred to the capper, where a cap is applied. In some cases, these caps are snapped onto place, while in other cases, the caps twist onto the bottle. Because both the filler and the capper are built into one machine housing, we call this set of machines our filler capper. Cardboard boxes, which we call shippers, are brought to the line and loaded onto our case erector. The case erector builds as many as 60 cases every minute. Our most recent case erectors feature Fanuc robotics to quickly and accurately assemble cases for as few as 4 bottles to as many as 12 dishwashing soap bottles. The completed boxes are sent to the case packer for final packaging. At the case packer, the filled bottles are transferred into the empty shippers. In most cases, this is a servo-driven robotic assembly referred to as pick-and-place process. The bottles are packaged into 4, 6, or 12 packs depending on the brand, size, and customer order. Finally, the bottles are in boxes and ready to be shipped out. To ensure accurate quality, the full cases pass by a check weigher, which weighs each case against a standard. This ensures the proper amount of bottles are in the case before being sealed. The case sealer then closes the box by quickly tucking the minor flaps of the shipper, applying a series of hot glue beads, and then compressing the major flaps to ensure the boxes will stay shut during transportation to our customers. After being sealed, the cases receive an inkjet printing with the material name, item number, batch code, and other critical information. The final cases are now ready to be placed on pallets and delivered to our customers. The final stage on the production line is to travel up our spirals onto an overhead conveyance system, which will take the cases to the warehouse. Before we go to the warehouse, let's see how the antiperspirant and deodorant process work. Similar to PCL compounding, deodorant and antiperspirant are made in large batches. We refer to antiperspirant and deodorant as APDO. A major difference between PCL and APDO is that APDO batches have a generic neuter base specific to the brand. This means that there is a base formula for degree that is able to be used across multiple formats, such as Degree Cool Rush, Degree Sport, and Degree Extreme Blast. The base neuter remains constant while the fragrance changes to match the product. Because of this, fragrance is added at the production line, allowing one full batch to be split into several different variants. This allows us to be more agile and produce smaller work order runs. AP Deo is unique because it is a solid at room temperature. Because of this, many of the raw ingredients and the final batch must stay very hot during the batch making process, so it may be pumped and filled as a liquid. Let's go through a deodorant line so we can see this unique process in detail. We have 6 AP Deo lines that range in speed from 250 canisters per minute to 450 canisters per minute. We are the world's largest AP Deo stick manufacturer. Let's go through the line and see how we do it. On AP Deo lines, the canisters are delivered overhead from our supermarket. We will see that area when we visit the warehouse. For now, let's look at the machines on the line and see the process in action. The canisters are delivered directly into the canister unscrambler. This machine spins the canisters onto one of several chutes, where they are discharged onto their sides. A series of belts operating at different speeds pulls the canisters upright, where they can then travel to the loader primer. Like the filler capper you saw on the PCL line, the loader primer is 2 machines in one. At the loader, the canister is placed into a plastic puck. This puck keeps the canister upside down through the filling process. We fill our AP Deo canisters from the bottom. More on that in just a second. Once the canisters are loaded onto the puck, they are immediately transferred to the primer. This part of the machine spins the U-wheel and product elevator in the canister to align with the amount of product we will fill it with. If the elevator is too low in the canister, the product will crumble toward the bottom. If the elevator is too high, filled product will be below the elevator, and the consumer will not be able to use it. After the canister is loaded into a puck and the elevator in the canister is in the correct position, it's time to fill. On an AP Deo line, we utilize a late variant addition process called LVA. This allows us to add fragrance at the line, splitting the base finish formula into several variants. We are able to run smaller work order quantities, which is a key unlock in our goal to create an agile, responsive supply chain. The canisters are filled from the bottom, where the liquid product rests against an inner dome seal. The dome seal is critical in delivering a great user experience. As the product solidifies, the final result will be a smooth, rounded top that is comfortable to apply from the first application. Up to this point, the product has been manufactured at high temperatures to stay in a liquid form. Now it must be rapidly cooled down so it can be packaged and shipped. To do this, the product is sent into a cooling tunnel. The cooling tunnel is essentially a gigantic refrigerator. Traveling for 15 minutes through the cooling tunnel, the canister must drop by as much as 40 degrees Celsius, or about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. When it comes out the other side, it is now room temperature and solid, ready to be packed and shipped. The canisters can't be shipped out with the puck, of course. And remember, the canisters were filled from the bottom. We need to cover this spot to eliminate the risk of foreign contamination. To do this, we have a machine called the plugger depucker, which again is really 2 machines in one. The first step is to cover that hole on the bottom. The plugs receive a magnetic ink batch code and are sent into the plugger side of the machine. The plugger compresses the plug into the canister to seal the opening. The canister then transfers to the depucker, where the canister is lifted out of the puck and spun back upright. The puck is then returned back to the loader primer to be reused while the canister continues to the labeler. Similar to the labeler on our PCL lines, the AP Deo labelers have redundant label heads. The AP Deo process is unique in that most variants receive a violator, which is a small informative label placed on the cap of the canister. This means another label head is needed. Again, the final labeled product is checked for accurate label placement and legibility before continuing downstream. Oftentimes, APDO is packaged together into twin packs. This is where two canisters are bundled together using a shrinkable sleeve. The sleeve is applied over the twin packs and then transferred to a heating tunnel. In total, 5 of our 6 APDO production lines have the capability to make these twin packs. Now the canisters are ready to be packaged. On our APDO lines, this occurs on a canister bundler, shrink wrapper, case packer machine we refer to as polypack. This machine really is 3 machines in one. The first step is to pick and place the canisters into groups of 6 onto moving buckets. Shrink wrap is applied over the bundles of canisters, and a thermal seal bar melts and separates the shrink wrap. As the buckets move through a heating tunnel, the shrink wrap conforms to the bundle and creates a finished 6-pack of canisters. The final bundles are then picked and placed into the awaiting shippers that were assembled on a case erector. Similar to the PCL lines, the final case is weighed for accuracy, sealed, and sent to the warehouse by an overhead conveyor. Let's go check it out. The cases then travel into automated palletizing machines called palletizers, which stack the cases onto pallets according to a predetermined pattern. The finished pallets travel via an automated trolley car to one of 3 stretch wrappers, where the pallet is wrapped with stretch wrap to ensure good pallet quality during transit. An automated label applicator applies a license plate to the pallet for traceability. Once the pallet has been wrapped, we are ready to ship it to one of our distribution centers. The pallets are placed into an outbound shipping trailer and are ready to be delivered. In our warehouse, we dump the canisters that will be delivered to the production line canister unscramblers, consolidating this work into one functional area. In the very near future, we will also utilize this area to deliver labels and shippers to the line, utilizing AGVs to reduce the need for forklifts to drive on our production floor. This is a very exciting and new process for us, but we know it is key to delivering great performance as we continue to deliver the best quality products safely and at optimal cost. We hope you enjoyed this short video and see the pride and care we put into delivering the best products possible. Thank you and have a great and safe day.